Alright guys, here we go once again, home against Forest, and this is a match that we really should be winning. We've lost 2 out of our last 5, and we've played some pretty tough teams. That loss yesterday against PSG kind of gives me a bitter taste in my mouth, but we're hoping for something a little bit better today. And at least the predictions here for this match, I believe, are that we should be able to win, so we'll see if that actually holds up or not. Nets with it back to Fagan Walcott, and that's the way this one begins. Peter Roca to Galich, and we were trying to sort of thread it up and through, and that didn't really happen. Forest not exactly having a great season, and of course we're at home as well. That gives us an advantage. There's Alonga with nobody even close to him. He takes a shot, somebody gets in front of it, so that will result in a corner for us. And wouldn't you know that it's raining again? It always seems to rain when we come. It never pours, it always rains. Be another corner, let's try this one again. Nets steps back to take this, and he fires. Kamara can't quite get his head onto it, and that'll be back for a goal kick, so that didn't quite work out the way that we were hoping. Maradona, if you're wondering, is on the bench. He's just tired. There's no other reason why we don't have him in there. We want to give some time to everybody, and that was almost an own goal. Prudhomme barely is able to prevent that from going in. And so that's, I think, the first save he's had to make all day, and it was his own defender sending it back to him. And that's a little bit concerning. And so, yeah, Lev Yashin is not in, as you can see. We decided not to put him in to this game, again, to give him a little bit of rest. I'm not sure if he really needed it, but this was the recommendation of the assistant manager, so we'll go ahead and do what he wants us to do and sort of see what happens. They can walk out over to Nets. Healing, and there's nobody there, unfortunately, and that's part of the problem that we have. We get a lot of balls up the middle, it's a nobody. Peter Roca can't quite get his foot onto that, and this is forward, and this might be a problem. See if we can get back fast. Unfortunately, they're going to call Awanigi for being offside. He was onside that time, and that forced a pretty good save, so I'm a little bit worried. That's all I can say about this. Nets throws over to Masantonio. Masantonio looking for Alonga. Boy, that was punched out. That was definitely a could-have from us. We end up losing possession there at the end. But that was a golden opportunity for us to steal one away from them. And their shot is deflected by Prudhomme, so that's a good thing, definitely. Here comes the corner, and Kamara ends up heading that up and away. And boy, that was far too close for comfort. There's going to be a throw here in Forest, and Fagan Walcott's the one who's heading that one out. And ends up with Pedro Roca there in midfield. He throws, or kicks over the long way to Galich, and then Elam must be offside. He's offside. There's still no score in this one. I can't say that we've looked particularly good. We don't really look like scoring. Alonga here with this. And Kamara ends up winning it in the back over to Prudhomme. And Korea now has the ball. Fagan Walcott, Nets, back to Korea. Pedro Roca, and trying to thread it, and it was probably one pass too many. And we have given up a counter-attack, but there's Luka Nets. He's not the fastest guy that we have back there, but he's fast enough is what it looks like, and he's young. Hopefully he'll get a little bit more speed on him. Billing knocks that one out for a corner, and they don't call a foul. They're not going to call a penalty on that, not at this level. At least I hope they won't. Because if they start calling penalties, we're in trouble. That's all we do is foul. Pedro Roca does a great job to win this. Healing forward, and Masantonio is never going to get there in time. He's good for so many things, but he doesn't have that speed, and it's that explosive speed that we really need. Healing, and they're going to call offside there, and I'm not sure if we really wanted them to do that because a lot of our momentum has now been taken away from us. I prefer the NHL version of offside, where referee will wave it off from time to time. Illing And it's over for Alonga, and that is headed wide of goal. So much for that. Still raining. And that's about all that we've had so far. We've just had a lot of rain and then a lot of attempts on goal that have been far off the mark, like that one. There's Nets knocking it forward. That doesn't work very well. Mia wins this in the back. Over to fucking Walcott. Los Antonio just can't get there in time. Illing now, and he can't quite do much with that either. And so, not looking so good. Korea now with this. Los Antonio over to Nia. Nia, and that is out for a corner. So, I mean, that does something at least. It could be a lot worse, that's for sure. And there it is. Kamara with his first goal of the season. And that's a real surpriser.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
And that was a heck of an angle too. What a goal. He did kind of disappear through the guy who was marking him, so that's a problem with the match engine. Galic almost able to get that ball and take it back down, and can't quite get onto it this time. Galic has been really quiet all of a sudden. It's kind of strange. Alonga ends up with this, and it's taken away from him right away, and that's a shot that Pradom is just barely able to save, but they're going to call him offside. It's just poor by Alonga, who's sort of playing around with it. Fortunately, Johnson was way out of position. If he's 2 steps back, then that's a real problem for us. Neil over to Galic. Can't get it to him. And now we have the ball. Ealing over to Mas Antonio. And that's deflected for another corner. I'm not so sure if it was so good for us to sign Mas Antonio. He really hasn't done much for us in his time on the club. He's been able to kind of get the ball in good positions, but not really, and I worry that he's not quite fast enough for what we're trying to do here. Here's Nets with the corner, and we don't get a head on to that. There's Korea now, and that doesn't work. Galic was knocked over from behind, stays up. Korea now over to Pedro Loco, who takes a shot. Hennessy barely able to save that one, so not bad. Not a bad idea at all. Here's Nets, and that one misses. Korea able to walk in front of that one and take care of it. Kaldun is able to make the save, so that works out better than expected. 1-0 for Augsburg. Another one of these tight matches, at least so far. Let's see if we can do something to take this into the next gear. Nets forward for Galic, and I was going to say he must score from there. It was a good shot, but it was an even better save. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and that's what happened there. Good pass by Mas Antonio, but it was Nets who found him, and Galic is a good striker. Just missing, I think it was the head of what's his name who just scored for us. Fagan Walcott here in the back. Looking for Mas Antonio, couldn't quite find him, and this isn't looking so good, is it? We're able to get in front of that shot, thankfully. And they have the ball again, and here comes Johnson, and Nets was able to get in front of him. Try to stop anything crazy from happening. Ealing now gets in front of his man, wins that. Fagan Walcott loses it right away, and there it is. And that's going to be onside. That was clean. I could see that he was behind the man.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
Now they're saying that it wasn't. I was pretty sure. Take another look here. I guess I was wrong. I was wrong, and the reason why is because he came a step back as soon as that ball was hit. That's the reason why. So we get really, really lucky there. That was a disaster for us. And I'm not sure what Nets is doing with that pass, but whatever he's doing, he needs to cut it out. We are under quite a bit of pressure right now and not looking so good. We'll go to halftime and hope that we can hold on to this lead. It's very precarious, 1-0, and Masantonio hasn't done anything at all. So let's talk about recent praise or something like that. Do whatever the assistant manager tells us to do. And I think Masantonio needs to come out. And let's get some speed, shall we? So we'll put our good friend Ricky-Jade Jones on. And we'll see what we can do from there. Now, Ricky-Jade Jones is so, and he gets the ball here, he's so inconsistent. That's the one thing you worry about. Pedro Roca there for Korea. Takes a dive, doesn't do anything. Alonga's head can't quite reach that ball and ends up with Pedro Roca, who wins this in the end, does very, very well. Back to Nia, and there's a knock in the box and it doesn't do anything. Alonga gets in front of his man and wins it, but only is able to knock it out for a throw. That's why you need to have those pacey wingers. Nia over to Korea. Korea up to Ealing. And that didn't work out the way we wanted to at all, but Kamara is able to get back. I tell you, Kamara has had an absolutely brilliant game so far today. Nets. The Fogman Walcott can't find him. Headed up over and over again. Finally, Nets corrals it over to Kamara, to Pedro Roca, and over to Korea again. Korea to Ealing. That was that old, I say this every time, that's that old thing from FM20 where your guy has the ball, runs up to the side of the net, and then knocks it into the side. Almost like there's a hole in the side, right? I mean, he's got a great position here. You got to cut inside instead he cuts outside. Right? I'm not sure I fully understand that. If you're going to cut outside, then we need somebody on the inside. I don't watch enough low league football, so maybe that's something that happens, but I kind of doubt it. It seems such a football manager thing to me. At any rate, still 1-0 Augsburg. We have another corner here. And Kamara can't quite get his head onto it, but Korea is there in the back, and look at that move. Look at that move, and he gets a wide open shot on goal in the end. Pedro Roca with the header, and it goes straight into the chest of Hennessy, and so that's the end of that. But man, what a move that was. Korea doing a great job there to make something out of nothing, and here comes Jones, and it's a track heat up to Pedro Roca, and look how fast Jones is. But unfortunately, Ricky-Jade can't quite get himself into good position, and thank you, Kamara, for preventing disaster from striking once again. Nia with the throw over to Jones, and he's won us a corner. Pretty sure Jones was offside before the throw came in. I mean, he was so far back. I know he's fast, but he needs to like play by the rules. Jones with this again. Look at that speed, and he's been taken down, but they're not going to call anything. Yeah, that was a clean tackle from behind. Korea here with us now, over to Pedro Roca to Galich. Galich looking to center over to Nia. Nia looks for Ealing, can't find him. And so we end up with this ball here in the perimeter once again. And oh man, that was the pass we were looking for, but unfortunately there was a defender in the way. Nets wins this past his man along with the header, and that's wide. I mean, and it was not going to be a good angle no matter what. So it's not really the high percentage shot we're hoping for. Galich back to Nets. Heads forward, Alonga, and there it is. Anthony Alonga with another one of those. Those are his specialty. He gets that ball in that corner and then just walks up, takes a shot, and puts it in. 2-0 Augsburg. There he came. Might as well call him unmarked if you're giving him that much space. So 2-0 now Augsburg. We can breathe a sigh of relief. Looks like this match probably won't be quite as close as we once feared, but you never know. Something might happen. Nia heads this one back to Pardome. This time it wasn't close to an own goal. We almost had one of those in the first half, and that was a scary, scary moment. And look at Jones go. Jones just runs by everybody. Over to Ealing. That's the thing. I mean, even if he's going to be inconsistent, his ability to run past everybody is very, very much an asset. Nia almost able to score one there. I think it was Ricky-Jade Jones who wasn't looking. Oh, that didn't do anything at all. This is the thing, right? If they want to take shots like that, we'll let them take that shot all day long. No problem. No problem. We won't worry about it. We'll let them do it. We'll stand away, you know. That's perfectly fine with me. They can take as many of those shots from way out there as they feel like, and I have no problem with that. So it's been all Forest here in terms of possession, and man, oh man. That was a defensive breakdown. I mean, what has happened here? So he's onside. He's onside there because, what's his name, Nia was back a little bit too soon. If Nia holds the line, then he would have been offside and wouldn't even have been close. We're fortunate that he was off so much. Korea, Roka to Galich, Iling. Kind of odd for Galich to, and see, they are calling Galich offside. That's what was happening. I would say kind of odd for him to head that one back, but I think he was trying to disguise the fact that he was offside. Ooh, Prodome saves the day there. I was about to say that turns into nothing. No, it was actually a shot on goal. So, yeah, not so great. And what was that Galich? He jumps for it, misses everything, not even close to the ball. And look at what we've given up as a result. But Brennan Johnson apparently offside, and that's one of those calls that I really have to question that. He looked onside to me, and that's not a kind of goal that we want to give up. But still 2-0. That was offside. This puts us as high as 4th in the league, assuming that we don't give up a goal here. I say 4th in the league, I mean 4th in our division. In the league, we're probably like 40-something or something like that. I don't remember. It's going to be a corner. We have about 20 minutes left in this match. 2-0 the lead. It's not a done deal, but we're getting closer and closer to that, I think. And that's going to be a goal kick. That's what we wanted to see. Here is that goal kick. Over for Jones. Jones to Roka. Illing. What was that? Whose fault was that? I don't know if it's Illing's fault or Jones's fault. I've got to think that this is Illing's fault. And that right there is Jones's fault. We'll put that one, put the blame on him. But yeah, put the ball where there is nobody, and that's what we did twice there. Here's a long one. Galich takes a shot, and that's going to be out for a corner. A couple more minutes left, 15 or so. Kind of a slow-paced, slow-moving match. And we're actually going to take this substitution. See what we can do. Here's Alonga with it, and he loses the ball right away. Okay, and that was another one of those offside calls where, I mean, there's no way he had a whole team behind him, so I don't understand it. Galich was offside there, and there was no call. Yeah, Jahid to Galich. Here comes Neds. And he wins us a corner. So that's kind of what we wanted to see. Here it comes. And unfortunately, we're unable to get that all the way through. I think we will put Diego Maradona in. Might as well. Give him a little bit more time. Maybe he can come over the goal for us. Shahid wins this over to Korea. Korea back to Fagan Walcott over to Nets. So we'll start over again. Nets to Fagan Walcott. Shahid. Forward for Alonga. He must be offside. Nope. It ends up being a corner for us. So he was onside. Interesting. After all that hard work, we end up taking him off. He was onside. How about that? He does a good job, and now he's going to take off, get his rest for the next 10 minutes. Nets knocks this over, looking for Kamara again. Can't find him. It's Korea now with it, and he gives it up right away. But Maradona's back. Korea to Kamara to Shahid. Over Fagan Walcott. Bumped forward for Illing, and that's the end of that highlight. It's kind of strange to see a highlight end with the ball up there, but it happens every once in a while. Not a great sign. Maradona's fast, isn't he? Mia over to Shahid. Illing. And he was looking for Jones, and Jones was kind of, I don't know what he was doing. Jones was kind of playing around. Fagan Walcott forward, looking for Jones. Oh, man. Oh, man. And Someone was offside in there. I think a couple guys were offside. I'm not sure how much it matters. We still have 10 minutes left of this match. I mean, this match is almost playing out in real time by this point. Korea with it over to Shahid. I'm not sure if this is because our offense is high octane or what exactly is going on, but usually it's not quite this slow. Galich forward for Jones. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Unlucky for Ricky-Jade Jones. But he does very, very good to get that ball in that position. And if we see more like this from Jones, we might end up starting him up front more often. Hennessy using his head, and he's lucky that he had his head in the right place. All right, well, maybe we should let Yates shoot. He's going to do that. Fagan Walcott wins this and then comes away with it, brings it down. That's exactly what we want to see happen. Back to Maradona, over to Kamara. Korea, Fagan Walcott, Nia, back to Kamara. And he goes back to Prudhomme, over to Nets. Nets to Korea, over to Kamara. Over to Nia, this looks good. Galich, Shahid. Maradona, looking for Jones, couldn't quite get it to him. Galich and Korea ends up with this to Galich. Here's Ricky-Jade Jones, and he shoots and scores, but was Galich offside? That's the question.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Tische.
Well, they allow it. They allow this in the end. So Ricky-Jade Jones with his first goal for Augsburg. Now he's onside. Both of them are on, and he just sort of walks up and takes it. So Ricky-Jade Jones having a consistent day, as opposed to all those inconsistent ones. I tell you, though, with a guy with his speed, you start wondering if it isn't worth it just to start him anyway. You know, even if he is inconsistent, having some problems. I mean, he's so fast. That's the thing. He's faster than like any other striker we have. You know, might as well just have him play up front. And since we have two of them, if he has a bad game, then we figure the other guy maybe has a good one. And Jones does win this over to Galich. Maradona, finally we see a goal from Maradona. Oh man. I think that's his first for Augsburg. 4-0 now. And this was a thing of beauty. Ealing and Maradona is just unmarked. Nobody's even close to him. The 4-0 the score. This was a close game once upon a time. Not anymore, and Augsburg are moving up the charts. Definitely are as we get that margin of victory up a little bit. That's what we want. Good goal differential. Korea knocks us out for a throw. So I don't know. Maybe next season, you know, we make another big signing or two. Maybe next season we can get ourselves up into the champions level, and we can really compete with the big boys. Here's Fagan Walcott. Over to Kamara. Korea, and Korea just gives it up right away. Maradona wins it. Galich over to Nia again. Maradona. And he thought a little bit, he acted before he thought, I think. Shahid, Maradona got himself into a strange corner, and that's how we lost possession. Nia now with it. Korea, and didn't do so well. Nia with it, back to Kamara. Korea, Kamara, Shahid, Fagan Walcott. Here comes Luka Nets looking for Jones, and you see, Jones doesn't do so well if he's stationary, but if you can get him moving, and if you can get him especially in like open play, that's where he does so well. Galich over to Illing and can't quite get it to him. Nets with this now, and that's the end of the match. So if you're a Forest fan, that match ends gracefully. Augsburg, though, absolutely demolish Nottingham Forest here today. That puts us squarely in 4th place. And we'll see how this goes as this season continues. And it was a predicted win, and we definitely got it. Well, let's see if we can get ourselves up a little bit higher in this table. Have a great day. I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye.